here. We need up by the time it gets to me. Tiger's having a heart attack over there. Kyle, calls. All right, we ready? Hey, Mrs. Phillips, who is it? All right, I would like to welcome everybody to our October 2nd Brigantine City Council meeting. Please rise for the flag salute. Please remain standing while our Deputy Mayor, Karen Butte, leads us in prayer.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your blessing and help as we are gathered together. We pray for those affected by the destruction of Hurricane Helene. Give them strength as they begin to rebuild their lives, their homes, and their businesses. Many of our friends and neighbors are celebrating Rosh Hashanah this week. We ask that you hear their prayers and you shower them with beautiful blessings. In your name we pray.
Then can you read the Open Public Meetings Act announcement?
This is to advise the meeting notices covering this meeting have been sent and posted as required under the Open Public Meetings Act.
Thank you. We do have an executive session tonight, but I'd like to move it until after the proclamation. We need our approval of our September 18th, 2024 City Council meeting and executive session minutes. We have a motion second.
I'll make that motion.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Maricera?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Approval of payroll, requisition list, and operating expenses. We have a motion second. So moved. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Maricera?
Yes.
Motion carried.
So Glenn, before I bring you up, I want to say a couple words. I always think it's weird standing next to you. So if you will, indulge me for a little bit, and I think it's important. I want to tell a little bit of a story here because I think it's really fitting. So Glenn introduces me to Adam West. He writes a book called The Coffee. I'll give you the real quick gist of this book, but I think it really summarizes Glenn's personality. So I want you to imagine a boiling pot of water. Right? You throw a carrot in there, it turns all mushy. You throw an egg in there, it becomes hard and calloused. In life, we don't want to be the carrot and we don't want to be the egg. Now, I want you to think about this. Take a coffee bean, put it in the water. That water that destroyed the carrot, and made the egg calloused and hard, actually now takes that coffee bean and makes something wonderful that I'm going to say most of us enjoy. And that is the real essence of life. Life is kind of like that boiling pot of water. We don't want to become the carrot. We don't want to become cold and calloused. We want to make sure that we make the environment around us better. And that is what Glenn has done every step of the way since he's come here to Brigantine. The man literally started, what was it, a month before the pandemic happened? Welcome. Got big plans for the school, or here you go. Oh, by the way, everything shut down and education as we know it has changed. But you have a responsibility to accurately and adequately educate our children and make sure they don't die. No pressure. I want to tell you that Glenn exceeded all expectations. I want to tell you, they talk about this learning loss and this lag, those lost years that children had. Because of Glenn's leadership and his team, very minimal here in Brigantine. Our kids are succeeding because of the work that he did and the team that he built. When he came up, when schools were like half in, half out doing this whole thing, I'm like, Glenn, what do we do? It's like, I got a plan. Do you trust me? Yeah, you're the expert. Every single kid came back to school, kept every single kid safe, and they were where they needed to be. And I would say, as much as parents try to do the home education thing on a mass scale, it does not work. Kids need to be in those classrooms. Our teachers there are outstanding. We need to be around. Glenn has created such a warm and loving environment. I think some of my greatest memories are the crazy suits that he wears to school. Like you talk about Elf on the Shelf, we got Elf on the School. Oh, well. The first time I saw our superintendent sitting up on the roof of the school, I look up and I see this elf on the shelf, and I'm like, what's going on here? And I remember, I want to say it was like a kindergarten, comes walking up and looks up and just stops in such awe. And I'm telling you, that is like a memory that stays with those children forever. My own kids are in the school, they come home and they talk about how great school is, how much fun they have. Not only does Glenn excel in what he does, I think his greatest quality is that he has the ability to bring out the best in people around him. And you see that all throughout the school. I've known a lot of the teachers that work there. I see them now performing at their best. And you see this recognized, high performance school in the district or in the state. Our test scores are coming up. And that's good. And you see the success that our kids have, not only while they're there, but when they go on to college and go on to life, it is so important. So I am so proud of everything that our superintendent has done. Now, as a result of all of his hard work, I know he doesn't do it for the awards, but it's definitely recognized. Glenn was chosen as one of the top superintendents in the entire country. You think about how many school districts are out there, how many superintendents. One of the top superintendents in the country. I think that definitely recognized. So I would like to read this proclamation for you. It says, whereas Glenn Robbins, superintendent of the Brigantine School District, was named as a finalist for the 2024 Superintendent of the Year by the National Association of School Superintendents. Whereas Glenn joined the Brigantine School District in February of 2020, just prior to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, which presented many challenges both educationally and socially. But through his unprecedented experience and time, the district emerged stronger than ever. The district has been recognized with distinctions such as New Jersey Department of Education High Achievement District, two-time Safety District of the Year, along with receiving accolades for one of Glenn's initiatives, the Mr. Rogers Project, which has been a huge success among the students and businesses, and definitely one of my favorites here in Brigantine. Whereas Glenn believes in building strong relationships and enjoys sharing insight with his peers, and recently had the opportunity to attend an educational summit at the White House. Whereas Glenn's positivity, knowledge, and leadership has influenced our students, teachers, and community, creating an outstanding school district. Now, therefore, I, Vince Sarah, Mayor of the City of Brigantine, on behalf of City Council and the people of Brigantine, do hereby recognize and honor Glenn Robbins for all of his success. Glenn, if you can come join.
You would learn not to give a superintendent anywhere a microphone. Board of politicians sometimes. Um, beyond, beyond, when it was going through the process, I was told possibly I see this all the time. All of you, Vince, Tiger, Vince, Meyer, one person I never She's the one that deals with me when I buy the wacky suit. She's the one that deals with me when I'm on. What are you doing now? And I keep saying it's only because the kids deserve loves and books and education. You wear those wacky suits makes the parents forget about science and that. This is also a dramatic place. Teach them. Those teachers that are, you would say, what do you want your teacher to go to her? You would say, well, COVID, that was a choice. It's here, you know, that was amazing. I think that's the part that makes like all people across America right now. There's such a not work. It's like I said, teachers, staff, custodians, everybody. You name it, are doing this. Truly that's the state.
Executive session for contract negotiations. Anything else?
No, that's it, Mayor.
All right, Lynn, can you read the resolution?
Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances. And whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist. And whereas the governing body wishes to discuss a matter of contract negotiations, so minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving confidentiality the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes will be made public. Now therefore be it resolved, the public be excluded from this meeting. This resolution shall take effect.
Get a motion? Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passed. We should be back in about 10 minutes. All right, we have a motion and second to resume our meeting. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, seeing none, motion passed, resume our meeting. Like, summarize. All right, this time we're going to open up for public comment. This is on agenda items only. Please come up, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no public comment, we're going to close the public portion. All right, so we have ordinance number 16 of 2024. This is an introduction. This is an ordinance amending chapter 284 of the code of the city of Brigantine as it relates to handicap parking spaces. This is a handicap parking space at 318 27th Street. Motion second.
I'll make that motion.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-166, and this is a resolution opposing the proposed protection against climate threat, resiliency, environment, and landscape, which is the real rules. We have a motion second. So I just want to talk about this a little bit. This is something I know the city's been working on for a number of years. We've had meetings with the DP and with the state going back to when Senator Chris Brown was in office. I think one of the major impacts of this, things we're concerned, is that there's not a lot of clarity on this. And one of the things I have concern with is right now it says that the building requirements, they're looking at a 3% impervious coverage standard. We're at 60%. I don't know how you build on a property with only 3% coverage. There's no way. So I think there's things like that that we need to get clarity on. I've spoken with the DEP commissioner on this, and one of the things that I told him is this really looks like a strategic withdrawal from the coastal communities. He was not happy about that statement, but I told him it's a real question, because everything they're doing, it takes a lot of the decisions that we make locally when it comes to building, and it puts it in the hands of the state of New Jersey and puts it under CAFRA and under the DEP. I'm concerned, especially too, if you look at what's going on in the Carolinas, those homes there, and obviously it's a different circumstance, but when homeowners' homes fall down or have issues with storms out there, they can't rebuild. We're not quite in that situation, and I think we really need to take kind of slow down and take a look at this. One of the other things is that there's no legislation that authorizes the DEP to do this. A lot of this is being done through executive order, and our voices, the people's voices, are being silenced on this issue. If this is an important issue, it really should go through the legislature, and the legislature should vote on this. It should not be done through executive order. They're not considering the economic impacts that these new standards are going to have on our communities. They're also not considering, and this is some of the meetings that we talk with them about, is there's going to be additional staff that's needed to stay on top of the new regulations and what we're supposed to track. And that's all on the municipalities. The state is not providing any funding or any relief for those added costs that go to the municipalities. They're looking at raising the base flood elevation another 6 feet, so that'd be 6 feet of freeboard. And the problem too, and this becomes a zoning issue, our lots are only so wide. The higher you push these houses, the further the stairs have to go to get in and out. You can't make this fit in the lots that are here. When we talked with, the deputy directors who were working on this for the DEP and their engineers, and thank God we had Senator Palestina, he's an engineer as well too, as they started to talk numbers on these things. They even agreed with us that it doesn't really work. But they're going to create something called off-ramps. We're going to put these regulations in place. And if they don't work for you, then you would have to apply for relief. Well, one of my concerns with this is if we know up front that they don't work and you tend to agree that there's some issues that might not work, why are we doing this? And they want to raise roads up another 5 feet. They raise the roads. You raise the roads and people's houses stay the same. So we had a lot of questions, a lot of inconsistencies that they just weren't able to answer. They told us they would get back to us. They told us they would give us more information. We're still waiting on that information. A lot of this is based on a 2019 study that was done that calls for a 5-foot sea rise. Well, the reality is that's only a 17% chance of happening. This 5-foot sea rise is over the next 80 years. When we have to do municipal planning for the city, most municipalities do what's called a 20 or 30-year horizon. We do a plan for where we think we're going to be in the next 20 or next 30 years. The state now is trying to put regulations in place that are making plans for something 80 years from now that only has a 17% chance of happening. That doesn't make sense. We've actually requested directly to the DEP that they follow a similar horizon that they require municipalities to do. If that's the rules and regulations for us, then that's the rules and regulations they should have to follow. The reality is when you look at some of the newer research that was done, they talk about a worldwide sea level rise of anywhere from 0 to 2 feet. That's a big difference. I'm going to tell you, I understand and respect that sea levels are rising. We can see in our local building and zoning codes, bulkhead heights are changing, house heights are changing, but not to the point that they're saying. And one of the things that Senator Palestina brought up in the meeting that I thought was really pertinent, as they really got into the nitty gritty of what this does, one of the things it says is if what you're proposing actually happens, it's a non-issue because you wouldn't be able to live on the island anyway. So why are we putting regulations in place for something that may or may not happen, that if it did happen, we couldn't live there anyway? And this is not just us, this is all the barrier islands. You know, and their answer is like, well, we don't know. So that's why I think we have some issues with this. We're asking the governor to pull the brakes on this, to sit down and put together a plan that makes sense. We're asking them too to put together, like, what are these flood maps that we're looking at? We typically, when it comes to insurance, FEMA puts together the flood maps that the insurance rates are set on. What are the actual maps that are put together for this? I think people need a real picture of what this impact is and what it does, not just to Barrier Islands, but also to the state of New Jersey. One of our biggest industries in the state, as well as Atlantic County, is tourism. You start creating a situation where it's nearly impossible to have any type of building, whether it's commercial or residential, you could forever hurt Atlantic County and forever hurt the state of New Jersey. There needs to be a more balanced approach. And there's a number of municipalities right now that are asking the same question. Why is this being rushed through? Why aren't we doing something that makes sense? So that is why, I'm putting this forward today. There's a number of municipalities that have done it. I would ask for everybody's support. Is there any questions or comments from council? I see none. Can we have roll call?
You,
Absolutely, yes.
Lettieri? Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
One thing I will point out though, you can make anyway. There were, but let's not now focus on claims, power claims, aberration, goods, that's will make so I'm going to abstain.
Haney?
Yes.
Reardon?
Absolutely.
Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have resolution 2024-167, and this is authorizing public auction for surplus property, and this is for a 2008 Jeep Wrangler and one of our old beach tag inspector vehicles. We have motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri? Hany?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-168, and this is a resolution of the city of Brigantine temporarily waiving bulkhead fees. We have a motion second.
I'll make that.
So for us, one of the things we talk with the homeowners in the area of Cove Beach, when it comes to erosion, a number of the homeowners are opting to put in bulkheads. This is the recommendation of the DEP that the best short-term solution right now is to have the homeowners put in bulkheads to protect their homes. In order to help the homeowners with that, we're going to be waiving the bulkhead fees related to those bulkheads. Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-169. This is a resolution by the city of Brigantine authorizing award of contract for bulkhead permitting and design services for the Bay Court Street bulkhead. This is awarded to Arthur Chu Consulting in the amount of $6,000. Motion second.
I'll make that motion.
So we're following up with the homeowners doing their part. We're doing the same thing with our street ends down there. We're working on Pepper Cove. We're working on moving forward with that bulkhead at Bay Court to make sure that we try to do everything within our power to help people down there. Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have resolution 2024-170, and this is a resolution authorizing a contract with municipal maintenance company for the Muffin Monster grinder for Jenkins and Sheridan pump stations. This is in the amount of $24,960 and $26,000. The motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri? Hany?
Yes.
Delivery? Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-171, and this is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing the purchase of a jet vacuum sewer cleaner from Vacon Inc. under Sourcewell Contract 101221-BAC, and this is in the amount of $572,737. A motion second.
Second.
Questions or comments? I would say this is a very needed piece of equipment. Every municipality in the state of New Jersey is required to have one. Our one that we have now is running on fumes, and I think pretty much is done. So this is definitely a good purchase for us, and we need it to be in compliance with state regulations. Questions or comments? So that, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Got it for you, John. We have resolution 2024-172, and this is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing the purchase of a pole barn for city municipal lot, and this is in the amount of $43,975. A motion and second. So moved. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
I don't know, they
Is
were
my
thinking
mic
about
on?
that. I gotta think about this one now. Yes.
Motion carried.
See, started. Resolution 2024-173, and this is a resolution by the City of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing CBiz INR Inc. to provide deferred compensation plan to the City of Brigantine employees, Brigantine, New Jersey. This is at no cost to the city. We have a motion second.
Make that motion.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri? Hany,
Yes.
Delivery,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried. I think we missed.
No, we did the poll barn. Barbara
Barbara
Consulting.
Consulting.
Stuck together. Go back. Yeah, here it is. Sorry, it's stuck together. Yep, this is it. All right, so 173, right? All right. So resolution 2024-173, and this is a resolution by the City of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing the extension of a contract to Barber Consulting LLC for information and technology services, Brigantine, New Jersey, and this is the amount of $54,000 for the year. A motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh, yes. Lettieri? Yes. Hany,
Yes.
Delivery,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2024-175, and this is a resolution of the City of Brigantine ratifying the Chief of Police contract. A motion second.
I'll make that motion.
Questions or comments?
Second.
So I think Neil made the motion, Mike seconded, Dennis thirded it. Do we have the floor? Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Delivery,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
We have our consent agenda. We have our St. Thomas raffle license number 1083, St. Thomas raffle license number 1084, Elk raffle licenses 1085 and 1086, South Jersey Cancer raffle license 1087. We have a motion second.
I'll make that motion.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany,
Yes.
Delivery,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Perfect.
Um, or do you think they were gonna do resolution for it? No,
Yeah, I don't
far
think,
away.
we didn't get anything back from the department heads yet on that. So,
Okay,
so
we're gonna
wait.
hold off on that one.
yeah.
Okay.
We have our council manager committee discussions. Tiger, here you got some news for us?
Yeah, Mayor, I actually do have some news. So it looks like the Department of Transportation is going to be moving forward with a dredging project, St. George's Thoroughfare. We will be meeting with them next week to discuss the placement of the sand that will be coming out of St. George's. And obviously, we're going to try to get them to put that sand along the jetty to help protect those homes along Ocean Drive. So we're really excited. Just got the notification today, and
That's perfect. That's great news. And really want to thank Senator Palestina. He's been helping us with the DOT to get that done. They had need for an intermittent dredge project to keep that open. And he explained to them how important it would be to put the sand in the area where the erosion is to help protect those homes. And I know that the Senator and the DOT are trying to expedite that as fast as possible. So very grateful to the center for that. I'm grateful for the great news today. So thank you.
And I also want to report that at the last meeting, I brought up that our deputy manager participated in an Ironman, and she completed the Ironman in less than 14 hours, 13 hours and 51 minutes. She completed. So she is an Iron woman.
Awesome. That's perfect. Over to our department heads. No? Kick it over to our deputy mayor, Karen View.
I'd first like to congratulate Mrs. Pomato and the staff at the community school. Today, they presented a check for $3,100 to Field of Dreams. They spent a lot of time volunteering with this. See all the teachers out supporting it. John, great beach cleanup and shredding event last week. Thanks. Thanks to Clean Communities and Public Works.
On to volunteer. Dennis.
Thank you, Mayor. Karen, thank you for that information on the dreams earlier today. Shout out to a dearly departed friend of mine, Jimmy Hoops. I'm at River Township. He was very involved with the Field of Dreams. Passed away shortly after I retired, but he was a great athlete. Still holds a couple records at Woodward College in PA, but this PhD he was involved one at Chicken area. So beautiful thing they do for all those children. On 21st, the Brigantine Clean Communities Beach Cleanup and the shredding event went great. Just a long line of cars there a little later in the morning. Everybody getting rid of all their junk, if you will. And it was some children there from ACIT. They nice big bag of collected a lot of junk off the beach. I imagine good, not even close to the stuff they got, but I got a nice little bag of discarded things that shouldn't have been down there myself. So it's great, a big turnout, and always a great event. Shout out to Emmett Turner. This past Friday, the 27th, there was a little retirement party for him at St. George's. All the great things he's done over the years. He's an icon basically here on the island between his time many years ago at the Beachcomber and the Times. And he had some of his old time friends there. Council was well represented. We were there to toast with him, and it was a nice time. And finally, this past Sunday, the 29th, congregation and churchgoers at the Brigantine Presbyterian Church came out in numbers as they dedicated their new digital sign. The mayor was there. All of us here at council pretty much did a really great showing there. And another thing, here's John Scotland did many good things there. It's the best of luck to thank you.
Couple of congratulations. First, Brian, congratulations to the chief. Free out thing. I assume you're going to sign it. And John, congratulations on.
I don't know. We don't have to muffin monster. I was just checking.
I also want to congratulate Emmett Turner and thank him for all these years of service. Congratulations. I also want to thank Garden Club and Old Club this year. Thank all the volunteers. Thank you. Really nice event. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Everything's good. I have nothing else to report. That's it. Thanks, Mayor.
Where can we find your phone?
But if you really need to get in touch with
Nah,
me,
you're
you can,
good.
you can go. Good.
So just update on the Conoco station. DEP came down and did some testing. We want to try to get the results of that testing. So we've been reaching out to the DEP. Senator Palestina's office is actually helping us with that as well. DEP let us know that they're going to be contacting the owner about a remediation plan for that site. So as we have more information, we'll get that out to everybody. But DEP is fully engaged, and we want to get information on, I guess, specifically what they're looking at with the remediation plan, and two, whether or not there are any environmental issues we should be aware of. So as soon as we have that information, we'll get that back to council. The other thing I'd like council to take a look at, it comes to our regulations for handicap parking. The way our handicap parking is set up in the city, I think there's some instances where people have some legitimate ADA issues that doesn't work under the wording of our language. And I think we need to be in a position to be able to grant relief when people need that relief. So I don't know if it's either with Michael or with George, start to look at some of those issues. And I talked about this with Tiger about how we can kind of create something. My philosophy is this, if we have rules in the city for a reason, and if we come across situations where that needs to be changed, then we should change them to correct it, to make sure we're always in a position to help people. So once I guess we have that language and we're capable of doing, we can bring that back to council for discussion and hopefully move that forward. Because I know there's a few individuals on the island who need help, but the way our ordinance is set up, we're not able to help them. To grant the relief, but go against our ordinance. So we'll bring that back and hopefully have information. Also at that beach cleaning event, ACIT was there, but I was very proud to see a number of our students from the Brigantine Community School there volunteering. They were helping out as part of their NHS hours. So it's good to see our young people giving back to the community. This time, we're going to open it up for public comment. Anybody wishing to be heard, please come up, state your name and address for the record. Yes, Mrs. Phillips.
Evening, NH Phillips, 308. Also, what's the status of your turbine resolution?
So been working with Mayor Mancini from Long Beach Township. We have 51 municipalities that have passed resolutions in opposition to offshore wind. We're also working with the commissioners right now on a joint letter to the BPU objecting to the rate increases that the BPU, it appears that the BPU will authorize for the companies that have already bid. They're going to allow them to rebid. And we're working on getting that out now. We have 41 municipalities that have signed on to that letter. I'm working with the commissioners now. A number have indicated to me that they will sign on. Our senator and our assembly team, so Palestina, Swift, and Guardian, have completed a letter stating the same thing that they've sent out to the BP today. So we're moving forward on this, and we have some announcements that'll be coming out next week with more information.
Where do we stand with our own board commissioners?
So they're waiting to hear from the 23 municipalities. I have 14 municipalities right now that I've spoken to. Almost all of them in Atlantic have opposed it. A couple are considering it coming back to me. Still working my way through the county. But like I said, we have 51 total between myself and Mayor Mancini. So we're still pushing this forward. And commissioners right now are working on this with the letter in opposition to the BP's rate increases.
So, still be lucky.
County executive said he wanted to hear from all 23 municipalities, so I'm working my way through the system. But I mean, you could always reach out and talk to him if you like. I know he likes to talk to.
To defend received information from citizens regarding state statute details the requirements and so on. Accommodations, transient accommodations. Some of them seem sensible. However, I looked at our municipal land use ordinance, which somewhat outdated, some present one also has the same statement. Purpose of land use ordinance and its intent is to maintain the character of existing residential neighborhoods and this applies to the ordinance. I'm sure it contains the same statement. I think that is contradictory to what is happening in the short-term rentals. And I looked up the permitted uses for each of the zones. That word zone did not state statute. And that is a obvious that this permitted uses in our residential zones don't short-term state function commercially advertised. Such commercial still need to maintain the character and population of our residential zones. So that just is a situation. I realize it's ongoing. This time, it's not right in front of people's minds because of this. So, but something to keep in mind when you do. You said when you started this as the ordinance, that it's subject to change. But the overall intention is maintaining that neighborhood, residential neighborhood character. So it's easily doing something in terms of population. So something to think about this time of year when things are slow. So that could be your attention.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips. And Mrs. Phillips, when we talk about commercially advertised and commercial events, that's actually in our short-term rental regulations that is illegal to do. We can, I guess, issue summonses to the short-term rental owners for doing so, and we've worked to correct any of those issues. Yeah, that is something, so we agree with you, and that was put into what's there. And anything that's been advertised that is a commercial, we've addressed right away, and that's been a big part of what our code enforcement team has been working on. I believe all the short-term rental owners are now in compliance. They're not publicly advertising for wedding venues, bachelorette parties, big events like that. So we are working on that. That is a part of our ordinance now. So people get 5 opportunities, 5 strikes against them. Once it's reported the first time and we reach out to them and explain what's going on, they immediately take it down. And we, as far as I know, we have not seen anybody re-advertise or be in multiple violations. So the system is working, and that's why we needed that code enforcement team. They talk with the short-term rental owners. They show them, here's the violation, here's your advertisement, here's what this is. And we let them know once they hit those 5 strikes, we have the ability to take away their license. As far as I know on that issue, every short-term rental owner on the island is now compliant. If something comes up or you become made aware of that, you can report that directly to the code enforcement office or code enforcement officials, and they'll get right on it. And that's what we've been working off of. She stops it for a
Go
bit.
back to the microphone.
Mrs. Phillips, can you speak in the microphone now? Thank you.
Yes, this whole issue involves because the size of some of these properties are designed so purposely use of the land, percentage of land they're going to use. So, is that something that then this council are going to look at in terms of the whole picture of what gets built, how much gets built, and are we trying to maintain population, not become stone harbor?
So you have to understand that with the planning board has been very strict now on variances. But if they build something that is compliant, the planning board doesn't have the ability to tell them what they can and can't do.
Now, I understand that, but you have a master plan, right?
There's a master.
Okay. So the land use ordinance, which can be, so there are ways, excuse me, to change things if you look at terms of what maintain
Right.
Your 5 minutes are up.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips. Right on time. That's where you're getting good at this. Is there any other public comment? My dad's looking at me. He said I talk too much. I appreciate that you're here. We're going to close the public portion. Any final council comments? Seeing none, can we have a motion second to adjourn? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, seeing none, motion passed. Thank you so much for coming out and watching your council team at work.